But does it really help to do the whole redesign?
As you told, redesign is a process, not a magic bullet.
What do you think about a popular situation?
That it's all about changing colors, fonts, and glossiness of buttons.
My usual take on any topic regarding design.
I would say that the most common misconception.
Yeah, I can imagine that pressure on a person, like,
as always, sometimes it happens.
So we have a very interesting topic for you. Hi, I'm Kos. I'm CEO and founder of Artkai. I'm today on another session with my partner in crime and in the company, Art, who is also our Chief Design Officer. So we have a very interesting topic for you. So Art, please tell what we're going to discuss today.
Today we're going to discuss UX redesign and product redesign in overall, because quite recently we start to receive more and more requests from clients to redesign their product, and even often several products. Sometimes they ask to unite one product, several products in one, and we want to talk about most common questions about redesign and start with first one. It's common misconceptions about product redesign. So I guess one of the first, the main, it's that redesign, it's all about aesthetics, that it's all about changing colors, fonts, and glossiness of buttons. Of course, it's more than just a visual redesign. Sometimes it happens that we need to do only visual part. For example, we have a big client. It's a bank group, and they had a quite old, outdated system, but they didn't have an opportunity to make a full redesign because they, as I mentioned, technology was quite limited and old. So as the first phase, we started with this plastic surgery. We just changed fonts, colors, colors, spacing, something that can be done via changing HTML, CSS properties of the platform. And then we start to do the full redesign. And now almost 9 years we are working still together and proceed to redesign all products.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning, that's my usual take on any topic regarding design, especially with clients, that design is not a destination, it's a process. So in many discussions with our customers, they also raise the topic, okay, so how much time will it take to redesign? And you can redesign project relatively quickly, but it depends how deeply you're going to actually dive into the matter and what kind of changes you want to implement. As you told, facelift is one of the quickest ones, but those things that involves more research, changing of customer journey maps inside the application, they involve a lot more time. And so definitely they also need testing with real users, and you can do it quickly.
Yeah, so I would say that the most common misconception, it's opposite to the one that is, it's all about aesthetics, fonts, and colors. It's that when you start redesign, you need to change everything and do the project from scratch. As always, sometimes it happens, but in most cases, users already used to work with the platform, and platform gives value to users. So it's better to research, do the research, as Kos mentioned, and talk to users and ask what they like, what they don't like, and start with refining and improving existing functionality and adding new functionality.
What do you think about a popular situation when companies release new design of really popular projects, and most of the cases clients are not satisfied with it? So why does it happen actually, and what should you do about that?
As you told, redesign is a process, not a magic bullet. So we need to understand that sometimes people get used to bad patterns and they feel it like it's good patterns, and it's super hard for them to switch to something new. Actually, most of users, they don't love to relearn how to use tool. So I would say this is very bold idea to do this full redesign on such big platforms. And my personal opinion, it's better to do it iterative with small steps. And of course, even when you do it iterative with small steps, you have to be ready that you will receive complaints from current users because they just don't want to relearn.
Why do companies actually decide to do the redesign? What are the usual challenges or aims or goals they have?
I guess quite common case that people come to us and say that it looks outdated and they want to be more modern and competitive because other applications, they can have worse UX and they can have less features, but they looks better, and user prefer to use this good looking systems instead of clients one. So it's a quite common case. But when clients are more mature, they start to tracking different metrics, and they see that some of them can be improved. And this is a really good case when you have this metrics, you have complaints from current users, and this is a good push to start the redesign.
I guess that one of the like essential topics here would be also understand the competition, as you told. So you need to take a look if there are any new patterns that actually people are widely using, not only in similar applications, but generally in all kinds of applications, because people adopt certain patterns in their daily life, in Facebook, in Instagram, in TikTok and other applications. I'm not saying that you should all add reels or stories in your apps, but generally you can pick something that's is widely spread, and it will make your experience a lot better. And as you told, so one of the key things eventually should be increasing the metrics. And so one of the key metrics for any redesign is increase customer satisfaction. That consequently would lead to better results in a lifetime value of the customer. That's something that's all businesses right now are coming for.
Yeah, and of course, the last one, I just remembered that there is a huge trend now to do these super apps. I guess you all heard about WeChat in China. This is one of the uh, biggest platforms in China, and I guess many brands and companies want to follow this way and create a super app. For example, they have several different apps, and the same group of people use this app. So it's cool to create some kind of one super app, and this is also as we take it as a redesign project because we research all current products you have and then create a strategy how to unite them in one product. And I guess this is also our last 2-3 clients. They had the similar issue. They had several products and they want to unite them and centralize and make life of their users easier.
Yeah, yeah, and one of the questions that I get often on the calls is all about actually buying or using existing design system like material design and design, similar ones, or even developing your own. But does it really help to do the whole redesign without designers eventually? So just give it to content engineers and go through redesign process. Is it possible? So what's your take on it?
If you want just to use some pre-ready, pre-set up design system and update your current product, user flows, features with elements from this design system, it's just aesthetical update, visual update. And I believe in this case, it can make product worse because, as I told, user got used to previous design and you add new UI elements, patterns, and you don't add any new functionality, you don't know the real issues of users, and that can make be a trigger to leave a product, to change it to something new, because you didn't improve the UX, the user flows, you didn't add new functionality, you just changed visual elements on the product.
Then I have a logical question that I think all clients have about the challenges, other challenges of redesign, and how you should overcome them.
Yeah, the challenges in some way quite similar to the challenges with users. People don't love relearn and use new things. They get used to something else. So it happens quite often with stakeholders. They just for example, one stakeholder, he loves current design and he's don't think that it's outdated. Another stakeholder want to have more trendy designs with animations, and always it's not a necessary thing to have this trendy things and animations. Another stakeholder, he wants to improve some metrics, and as you understand, all stakeholders, they have different vision of the project. So this is one of the key challenges, to balance this stakeholders' expectations, and this can be really tricky one. I guess one of the most difficult tasks on the project.
Yeah, and what actually tools you could use to overcome it? Because I totally agree with you. As I always tell on to my project managers, to clients, that aligning expectations is paramount, because then consequently you won't have any surprises that disappoint the collaboration, the partnership, and the result of the work. So what steps or what like toolkit would you like to advise to have for companies to overcome them?
First of all, we do alignment workshops with all stakeholders. We have a online meeting, sometimes offline meeting, where all stakeholders in one room, in one meeting call, discuss what goals we want to achieve. Every stakeholder proposes their vision option. Also, we discuss what issues do we have with the project, and then all together we vote for the best solution. So I facilitate this, or one of our designers facilitate this workshop, and we come together to one main goal and several issues we have on the project, and this helps to align all stakeholders and make everyone on the same page.
I guess one of the biggest questions or biggest challenges that clients have in any project, and redesign is not an exception in this case, is time to market. So, and I guess there are several also steps you can take to improve the speed of work for redesign. So maybe you could tell us what could be those steps and how beneficial they are for the production.
I guess one of the biggest issues with time to market, it's technical constraints. So you definitely need to understand all limitations before you start the project, because quite often designers start to work on redesign. They just do this visual part, and they learn best UX practices and implement some amazing features, but they don't understand technical constraints. And then on the development phase, it's or impossible to do at all, or it's super hard and long to implement, and this makes the time to market much longer than expected. So I would say the critical part for every redesign is to start working with developers as early as possible and discuss all changes in the very beginning.
Makes sense. I guess from my standpoint, I always see that the one of the most essential exercises you should do with the client and with the team is prioritization session. So something that helps also to cut things that are not key for the first releases, and so they're good to have or like nice to have, but not essential or vital for the product. You need to distinguish those things really quickly. The other things that we often propose to our clients is to launch parallel design streams, something that my humble opinion, differs us from many other design companies. We know how to um, make the work and cut it into pieces and give it to several designers who can work in parallel and make sure that we can deliver a lot more deliverables for the development team. And this is something that significantly could improve time to market, especially if you're talking about cross-platform or really big products. So one of those examples could be a project we did for streaming applications. So maybe Art, you could add about that.
Yeah, so we were working on the big streaming application, and we had 4 different platforms. First of all, it's a website. Then we had a web application for the streaming. Then we had a mobile application and smart TV. We had 5 designers on this project. So one designer, he's a knowledge keeper around the whole system and design system as well, and technical limitations. So this is lead designer of the project, and he's participating in all meetings with different stakeholders, development groups, because of course, if you have several different platforms, you have different development groups, different technology stacks. So you need to have one key designer who curate the project. Then we had 4 designers that were working on different platforms, but they had all the time the meetings to check in on the project, to review the design they did, and discuss main issues and main product strategy decisions, because of course it's different channels, but every product should be omni-channel and it should feel like one project. So when you switch from
You're running out of time.
yeah, so when you switch yeah, it's 12:30. Okay, so
the question was about the client that asked us to build a cross-platform application, a streaming application with really tight deadlines. So can you please tell how we approached it to make sure that we can fit into the expectations and provide excellent work?
So when you want to redesign a big product, especially when it has several different platforms like smart TV, Android, iOS, web platform, you need to have a big team of designers that respond, and each designer responsible for separate platform, and one designer who is responsible for the whole project strategy, consistency. And for example, we were redesigning a streaming platform quite recently, and we had a designer that was participating in all meetings of all teams, like smart TV team, iOS team, web team. And that designer was a knowledge keeper on the project, and in some way, decision making person in terms of when we have some different patterns on different platforms and we need to make a consistent omni-channel product. This person would decide which direction is better. Also, that person was supervising the whole design system. So after the meeting with each team, we were taking some best elements, best patterns, and put it in the design system so the other teams could repeat and use the system, visual elements, and in their project stream.
My opinion that all processes, exercises are really important. For sure, it's something that you get with expertise and experience all over the years. That you deliver the work to different kind of products and clients. But the key element to any service business and really good result is great talent. So I know that we have a really sophisticated process for actually picking the best design talent in the market. So can you please tell about the steps you take to ensure that only the best ones join Artkai, and why we are considered one of the best companies in these fields in the market?
I'll try to do it shortly because I can talk about this for hours. First of all, we have quite a good reputation on the market. Everyone knows our company, and we won several big awards like Best App of the Year on App Store. And also, I was teaching in design school that is quite famous in Ukraine. So this helped us to receive best applications on the market. So I, I can say that most of talented designers would love to work in our company, and we have a huge base of super talented designers with different skills. And when we receive a request from a client or we have a project and we need to hire someone, we can do it quite fast because we already have this base of pre-selected designers. So I definitely check the first of all, it's a visual part of portfolio, because my humble opinion that it's quite easy task to learn how to create a visually appealing interfaces. And if person can't create visually appealing interface, I don't think that they can create really good user experience. So this is the first step. I check this visual design user interface skills. Then I start to check the company's person worked before, and I'm trying to understand the experience. It's always cool to have people that work in different industries with in different type of clients, companies like IT outsourcing, product development, uh, maybe they had their own pet project. It's always a good sign that person is really passionate and talented. Um, After that, I invite a designer for a first interview where we talk about overall their processes, philosophy of design. I check if designer matches in terms of culture to our team, and then I propose designer to make test task. We have different type of test tasks. When we need to hire someone fast, we have online test task. When I sit with designer, I give a task to a designer.
Yeah, I can imagine that pressure on a person, like when you look at their screen and say, like, make this logo bigger or something like that.
I usually give a task like create a delivery service that is operated by drones and fully automated by AI.
Really important for Ukraine right now. Yeah.
And of course, we don't have much time. It's like 1 hour, so I can't see the ask designer to do the full app, but I just asking designer to say out loud why they do this thing and how they think about the project and how they want to approach the project. And during this 1 hour, I can understand the mindset of the designer and the processes he used for his work. Then quite often we can have a second round where we ask designer to create a CRM system for our company. It's just an exercise, but we then ask designer to present it in English, so we can check if designer is really good in presentation of his solutions in English. And also, I invite one of our lead designers, team lead designers, to the presentation, and designer can ask more specific technical question that is related to a project we are hiring a person on. And after that, we discuss with lead designer if designer is really good in design skills, presentation skills, UX skills. We always give a feedback during the presentation just to understand how designer reacts on bad feedback, how he can to check his negotiation skills as well. And after this task, we decide if designer suits us or not. And then we have one more, I would say, probation period, somewhere around 3 months, where we trying to give some more simple tasks, maybe internal tasks, just to double check if designer fit the role well. And if everything satisfy us, we start to work with this person on a real project.
Yeah, thank you, Art. So, I guess we had a really fruitful conversation today. So, thank you for describing all of those details. I hope they're going to be helpful for both clients and other companies who provide similar services to Artkai. As Artkai does, and I guess that we can make a short wrap up. So today we discussed the best way to approach redesign if you have a really complex application or even an ecosystem of applications. We discussed what could be the popular misconceptions about this particular part of the work and how you should approach them to make sure that the result will be predictable and good, that will appeal to the end customer, because that's the key goal for all of us. And so discussed what it takes to actually have a proper team to deliver complex redesign projects and do it quickly and make sure that you have the best outcome.